Hello and welcome back everybody, I'm Barbarian, this is Crusader Kings 2 and we return today to King Richard of Frisia. 10 years old, we're curious and idolizing, we're left-handed. We're just gonna say that Loki was also left-handed and then people won't be too peeved about it. Now let me fill you in on the world. All of this is the Germanic paradise. All of this is what the Germanic paradise is currently colonizing. Poland was kicked out of Sweden. They had so many counties there, and all of them were lost in one prepared invasion, in which I may have supported my vassal by raiding Poland and then fighting their troops. But let's just put that aside. This is the colonization of paradise, or maybe the recolonization, not sure. Iceland has ceased being a republic, but they're still Germanic. Then over here we have everything and nothing. Nothing makes sense. The Sons of Caliphate, quite prominent, quite nice. I really hope that they can hold on, but honestly, by the looks of it, it seems like they just had to let some people go with an independence war or something. I hope that they can make things work. That would be a super niche kind of kingdom. Lithuania, in the meantime, has converted to Catholicism. Disgusting. Then all of this is the Catholic powerhouse, or well, what remains of the Catholic powerhouse. There are some people that are, of course, you know, Lollard, for example. As you can see, sadly, Germany at this time is Lollard, but everybody else holds on to the Catholic faith, and I think they are somewhat stable. I'm not going to push any deeper into the Catholic faith, which I think is a good idea, so they may recover a bit. Then we have the Umayyad, the Dream Team. It pains me to say, but African paganism is gone. Then over here, more Sunnis. Then over here, we have the Shia Caliph. Greece also has become Sunni, so eventually, all of this is sort of Sunni. Catholicism, really, I don't want to push any harder into them because they're already quite destroyed. Then, I mean, I got no words for this. All of these are still, of course, Norse, and I hope that they won't be at the end of this session because I am looking forward to doing two things. I would love to skip about 100 years. Whether we're actually going to make that happen in this episode, I'm not sure, but I just want to let them pass because I want to see, you know, how do the Aztecs do? How do the Mongols do? Can we fight the Aztecs? Or will the Mongols even show up? They didn't last time. Either way, I want to have about 100 years skipped so that I can then say this is all part of Frisia and I can finally move on to different shows. I think, you know, maybe our last shows in this series. Let me know what you think our last shows should be. Where should we go? Where should we live? Should it just be Brittany? Should it be, for example, Jerusalem? I heard Israel pop up as a suggestion. Just let me know. I would be very interested in your opinion. So, while we were growing up, we inherited England once more, which, you know, kind of made me believe maybe we should just take over all of the British Isles again. I would love to take it all over and then split this off as its, like, own kingdom, you know, essentially create a Sweden and then make sure that all the vassals go with it and then there they can stay. But this also means that I will probably be taking over Wales. What are you doing? North Connacht. And you're losing it. Oh, you're losing against Gloucester, my vassal? You know what, we'll see how it goes. My brother, by the way, on the English throne was murdered. We don't know what the circumstances were, but he is gone. And now just looking at this, I need to destroy this rebellion. I think, you know what, before we even raise any levies, I can't actually declare the war. Okay, once we're 16, we're going to make sure that I can destroy my brother and retake what must be retaken. And here we go, we are now again the King of Wales. Everything is returned to normal. Now my question is just, could I even enable... Ooh, this is all Gotland, huh? Oh, that's pretty nifty. Oh, this is also Gotland. Yeah, that's something that I'm not a fan of. And you actually have your capital over here, huh? Right. It's not that bad, or rather, it wouldn't be that bad if he didn't hold the land over here. If somehow I made him change his capital, I could definitely see him become a king. But not at the moment. Or maybe I should just make him King of England. No, honestly, let's just not do that. And we're gonna see how it goes. I would like an independent Scandinavia, but I'll take where we are at right now. I think it's perfectly fine and doable. And oh baby, here we go. Kagan Temujin of the Mongol Empire. He's here, he's old Tengri, he has 99,000 troops and he's attacking the Khaganate of Vardar here. Kagan Thorbrand the Blind. And I think this might be the end for Norse in the steppes. Word has reached us that an ambitious Khan from beyond the Great Mountains has set out to unite the clans of the Great Steppe. It is also said by men who read the stars that this Khan is destined to become the ruler of the world. What could those equestrians hope to accomplish? This is beautiful because it means that Mongols will be, you know, back on the map. They, well, by, you know, just kind of destroying all of their horse lords, I kind of wiped them from the map. But this is excellent because I need some Mongols and some Aztecs so that I can get another achievement if it indeed, you know, is bound to happen here. That would be absolutely gorgeous. We'll see about it. But I am very hopeful indeed. Holy crap, this is such a worthwhile crusade. Germany has turned Lollard a while ago, at least I think it is Lollard. Yes, indeed. And if they take out Germany, that means that essentially Catholicism, you know, is back to its power base. Now, the Umayyads, of course, still worry me. Mostly in the sense that I think they might just, like, you know, the remaining 200 years destroy all of Catholicism. But we'll see about it. This one is a pretty good one. And oh my god, you're snaking. Look at who is snaking. Kagan Yoshi the Terrible. Oh man, Temujin the Despoiler already died in personal combat. That is so cool. Khan Styrbjörn the Cruel of Bayonne. Good for you. He killed Kagan Temujin. Absolutely gorgeous. That is a story to tell right there. Okay, so I tried my best here to get Vestrogothia under the control of someone else, but you know what? I'm just giving up on it. All we are going to do now is enjoy Mega Sweden in all its beauty. You know... I mean, I don't know, man. I can't really do much about this. I hate these two, but you know what? You did good, Sweden. The Fylkir has risen. The Fylkir rules in our ancestral homelands. And I think that is exactly what we need to see right there. King Malovush, the Holy of Germany. This is beautiful. They actually made it happen. And I think Catholicism can bounce back from all of this, although the Umayyads are, without a doubt, very threatening. Where the hell... Wait a minute, the Umayyads used to be the Caliph for the longest time. Where the hell did that go? Why are they no longer the Caliphs of... Oh, there's just no Sunni Caliph, huh? Wait, when did that fade out? So the Sunni Caliphate stopped existing in 1211 because he was Yazidi, I understand. He conquered it as a claimant and it ceased to exist right away. Or rather, maybe it ceased to exist when he turned Yazidi. I didn't even see that they are Yazidi. Man, that's actually such a nice and interesting thing, because now the West is Yazidi and the East is, you know, Sunni Greek, but all of them also intermarrying with horses. Let's not think too much about it. Why is Egypt called Egypt? Just because you're not, I guess, Bedouin. That's interesting. Okay, so I can see a very, very solid case here for a split in the, you know, Muslim world. Maybe making it so the Umayyads will no longer blob. That would be beautiful, by the way. Okay, that's a snake. We also did complete Stonehenge, by the way. It is now stage 4. It looks very odd, but I can build some stuff here. I don't know yet. Maybe we should just build Custodian of the Stones, because, you know, you gotta respect our heritage, don't you? Custodian of the Stones, sure, there you go. 420. It takes how many? Wait a minute, what? It takes 43 years. Are you out of your mind? What does that minor title do? How strong, how good is that minor title? I really need to know. In other news, I should say, we are now at 20 years for the Kingdom of Frisia for Brabant, and for Flanders already at 37, so we are making our way there, and I'm very excited to see it. I was innocently minding my own business, and then I looked down south and I saw this. Carpathia, led by a Bosnian Emperor Ezio the Wise. Beautiful name, by the way, Ezio, beautiful name. He's Fraticelli. He is a genius homosexual game master that is possessed, that is, you know, just in control of Carpathia because he created it, but that is also in control of the constituent kingdoms because he got lucky? I don't actually know how exactly this happens. I think he was just, yeah, he was just the brother of everyone, really. So the Carinthia died. They lost their title here. Carantania is no more. The Slovene governance of this region. But look at that. They've actually added some stuff to their de jure territory. But would you look at that? Carpathia has been founded. And it's very confusing. So essentially we have, this is the Catholic belt, the Catholic Bible belt. This is the Fraticelli Bible belt. This is the papacy, and then the rest is all Muslims. Very weird scenario. Oh my god. I just had one of the biggest battles for no real reason in this entire playthrough. 21k against 27k. They just kept coming with reinforcements, and just look at what they did to themselves. They lost 22k. The entirety of my army essentially died on their enemy side, and then an additional 5k of mine. Man, and we're just raiding. We're not even doing anything out of the ordinary here, but, you know, hey, what can you do, I guess? I really... Wait a minute. I didn't oh my god, you know what? I did not realize this. But if your culture is horse, but your visuals aren't, you're just naked. All of these people are naked. I did not understand that this was the case. But all of them, every single one of them is naked. Oh, that is ridiculous. I really love it. That is great. But by the way, the Mongols, you know, are making their way west. They are quite sizable, but We'll see where they stop. What are you currently doing here? Conquest of Gröran. I don't even know where they'll... Yeah, okay. See, I didn't know where that was. I don't think I needed to know. I don't know whether they will ever splinter. I've heard conflicting information, but if they come towards us, I will have no choice but to destroy them. I don't know actually if we can, but I'm going to try my best, of course. I already settled one of the Mongols, who has since given birth to a Mongol child. I've already settled them over here in Ireland, because, you know, if the Aztecs were to arrive, I would go to war with them, then release him and declare war against him, so that we could have the achievement for fighting the Aztecs and the Mongols at the same time. Beyond that, there is some, you know, rebellion stuff going on there, but I think it's fine. It's just like against the tyranny. Carpathia is still exactly doing what it has been doing the entire time. Don't know what this is, but you know what? What even is this actually? Like, I'm serious. How did you get this county? What happened here? Inherited, conquered in a war. Hjalmar the Viking. You know what? Good for you, dude. Good for you. There are still Hellenic pagans. I am amazed by that being a thing. And look at Crete. This is such a cute Crete, seriously. Like, that is actually really cute. Very, very nice to see. So I just changed my laws to eldership on all three kingdoms, and I think we're going to go ahead and we are going to indeed vote for the blinded giant, because that's just, honestly, that's just too epic. You can't really let that go. Let's vote for the blinded giant, because at the end of the day, even if we lose some kingdom tier titles, I think we will be fine. And I haven't played as a blind fella in maybe like 1.5 years, something like that. So, Edward, you will become my heir. Trust me, I'll make it happen. And would you look at that, we have died, we have passed away. King Richard, the sword of Thor of Frisia, is gone, and King Edward the Blind rules. A renowned man, dignitaries from far and wide will surely bow before him. Long live King Edward. Now, I think we have a pretty steady reign. We're 16 years old, we just need a couple of children. I'm already married off, I have so many concubines to go around. All I'm going to do is essentially just, you know, bring this Frisia business here to an end so that we can move on. Because, of course, this is not our... you know, the home for eternity, I would call it. That's definitely not what this is. I like the idea of going for Sardinia, because Sardinia ruled England, and now England will come and rule Sardinia, but not set on that yet. Now, who are we as a ruler? Let's go for the rulership focus right here. We are blind, we are a skilled tactician, we are a child of a concubine, a giant, brave, patient, ambitious, and shy. A pretty decent character, all things considered. And I think I'm going to go on and just, you know, let time pass quite a bit. Are you kidding me? I'm already dead. I already died. He clutched his heart. Damn, we had a fever, I got treated and everything, but we already dead. King Godfrey, welcome. Who are you? Who am I? I'm 30 years old, I'm English, I already have one child. I was a sibling, rather a twin I should say. Who was my other twin? Were you my twin? No, you were my half-sisters. That would not make any sense whatsoever. You were my twin. Wait a minute, who the hell was my twin? You are my twin. Duke Gerald of Connacht. There you go. Okay, I understand how it is. And we've just been voted in. We hold some other lands as well. I think we're holding North Connacht indeed. I'm gonna just hand this over to you, because I don't really need it myself, of course. And we are just gonna continue to let the clock run out. It's fine, he still has all the bloodlines that he needs to have. I think we're going to have a splendid situation going on here, and the next one will be a dwarf. Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous, but here we go. And so it begins. Strangers from beyond the sea. There are rumors of exotic strangers and weird-looking ships making landfall all along the Atlantic coast, speaking no known language, trying to buy land in exchange for obsidian beads, colorful feathers, and gold. After refusing their offers, local rulers were apparently threatened with terrible curses and the might of a great emperor from beyond the Atlantic Ocean. Ha! A fantasy menace. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and assemble all of my troops, because I am somewhat afraid. Sunset invasion. Thousands of exotic ships have arrived in the coast of Morocco, spewing out numberless hordes of ululating warriors in weird armor sporting feathers and bone. These invaders from beyond the sunset worship hellish demon gods, sacrificing the populations of entire towns on altars erected on top of pyramid-shaped wooden edifices. They cut their victims' hearts out, carefully flay them, and let their devil priests wear the skin for many days. Have mercy. Okay, so they didn't land up here, but there could be a second invasion that would happen in the north, you know, in Ireland, for example, maybe in Iceland. We'll see. We'll figure it out. But for the moment, will the Umayyads win this? The Umayyads honestly have a decent amount of troops, but also the Western Protectorate is trying to make the Umayyads a tributary state. How do you have the reach? I have the thing in that should restrict the reach of the Western Protectorate. Here we are, and apparently it doesn't work. And that looks like a victory for the Aztecs then. I just wonder whether the Aztecs will land on our shores as well quite soon, or, you know, whether that will not be the case. And look at all these raiders coming from my home. Oh, I love that. I really do. And here's the second one. I guess we were spared. Another huge fleet of the bloodthirsty Aztecs has been sighted in Cabo de Finisterre. The populace is fleeing in fear of the charnel altars of the foreign demon gods. The dreadful lords of the invaders has already taken a vow to conquer the whole world in the name of Huitzilopochtli, the Aztec god of the sun and of war. Alright, so I guess that they just have more people landing over here. Yeah, that's right, in Iberia. We will see what they do. See, the thing about this is, I was thinking, of course, about potentially reforming, you know, the Aztec religion. But at the end of the day, I think that might make them too strong. And I do want to convert this, of course, into EU4. So what I'm thinking about is, if they take out the Umayyads, that means they're taking out a huge threat to Christianity down here in the south. Meaning it couldn't be that bad, right? And potentially I would be in a position where I could then start beating them up and finally get this damn achievement. Okay, you know what? I say screw it. We will declare a war against the Mongols and against the Aztec Empire. I don't even need to win any of them. That's just, you know, for the record here. I'm going to teach them a lesson because nobody messes with the people that I raid. That is a law that, you know, everybody has to respect. Dear Huitzilopochtli, Tizokik the Cruel, I hereby declare war against you. And you, my dear friend, Kagan, what even is your name? Go down the monster. I will also declare, apparently for Azov, I don't know. I'm not actually gonna, I don't think I'm actually gonna win this one. I do want to win this war, but I don't want to win this one over here, I don't think. Well, either way, this should be an achievement. But also, I will, of course, hire literally every living being off the streets. If it means that I might win this war. I think we can actually make this happen, because they have very, very bad troops, and we have very, very good troops, making it so that I shouldn't really be in any trouble. Let's take a look at it, yeah? And there's my achievement, Medieval Schlieffen. We've actually done it. Very, very nice. I can't believe how many achievements I have gotten in this run, which really wasn't my goal, but at the end of the day, you know, 73 and 56 years in here, we're already on the way for yet another achievement. Very, very nice. Now let's get everyone together and let's do this. Oh, that really sucks. Well, I pieced out the Mongols and now we're here just fighting the Aztecs off. We are essentially single-handedly making sure that the Aztecs, they're already down 30k more, that the Aztecs are just going to be a regional power and not, you know, a permanent Europe-crushing power. I think that is good for everybody involved. I can already see that the Umayyads are splintering as well, which is very, very nice. In the east, of course, we still have a very strong Carpathia. They got kicked out of Italy by a crusade, but beyond that, the Muslims are also holding in Greece and southern Italy. I like the power structure of this current world, although this is probably the most hideous thing that I've ever seen, but in general I think this is a good war because it makes sure that everything stays in a decent way. And would you look at that, I have done it. Huitzilopochtli Tizokik, the Cruel of the Aztec Empire, sits in my prison. He fought over here in the British Isles, and of course I defeated him, and now I'm thinking, I think I'm actually going to piece them out with a victory, of course, on our side right now, because they have 75k troops left. I brought them down by 60k troops, just because they kept landing on my damn islands, not realizing that that was a suicide mission. And my thinking is here, if they have 75k troops, that's maybe 2, maybe 3 major wars that they can still do, you know, invasions and whatnot, and after that they will run out of troops and be just a normal empire. So I'm thinking, if I leave them with whatever they have right now, they will be a sizable regional force, but they won't be too powerful in, you know, the grand scheme of things, so I think we're just gonna leave them be. At least that's how I see the world here. Maybe I'm gonna, like, smash these armies up because they have the audacity of sieging me down, but beyond that, I think I'm gonna piece them out in just a bit here. Yeah, we got him down to 70k, I think this is acceptable. The Aztecs came for us and they were embarrassed by the mighty Frisian Germanics. And we've died, sad, but at the very least we're playing as our son, King Albert of Frisia the Dwarf, so after we ruled as, of course, a giant, we had this leper in between and now we are a dwarf, and we're only 16 years old. This is quite nice. It will give us a fairly stable rule, I'm sure. I'm not going to vote for anyone, I think they can figure that out. Most of the time, all of the realms that we have actually vote for the same person anyway, so what's the big deal? If these guys want to rebel, I mean, so be it. Definitely feel free to do it. I will destroy you, but I mean, that's completely up to you. Let's just see how this goes, eh? And this is why I'm going to call it for today. As you can see, we're only 7 years away from Flanders becoming a part of Frisia, and then only, I think, 24 years from Brabant, so we will move on quite soon. Now, if you look at the borders, I may have underestimated the Aztec Empire just a little bit, which is why I think in the next episode we will intervene on everyone's behalf. Let me just show that off, because of course there is the great conquest mechanic, and I think we're going to go for Maghreb. I'm very tempted to reform the Aztec religion, but I think it would be a gigantic mistake, so I'm not going to do it. Despite being very tempted, I think it might just as well ruin the save. But either way, as you can see, the world is wild. We are only about, what, like 140 years away. No, actually a bit more, isn't it? 180 years away from finishing this playthrough. I'm very excited. I hope so are you, and I will see you. I was a bit too fast there. I want to, of course, thank the members of the channel as always, because they are the ones that are making this video possible. Namely the Barons Aaron, Stefan, the Richest, T, Snowwolf, Emma, Mello, Thomas, Lachlan, Mitchell, MFV, and Florian. Then, of course, also the Counts, Shifty, Woman, and Kazen, and last but not least, the absolutely beautiful Duke, Suspicious Duck, Nathan, Knight of Squires, Kenneth, Lexo, Eric, and Aiden. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel, and I will see you tomorrow. Until then, later, alligator.